What's up?
Not much. It's snowing.
Yeah.
It's cold outside.
It's literally November 2nd and it's snowing.
Yeah.
Halloween was 2 days ago.
Literally 2 days ago. It was fine. Nice and warm.
Oh, I'm freezing now.
And now it's cold.
You know what? I'm not putting up with this. Hold on, give me a second.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, I want one.
You want one?
How'd you do that?
All right, hold on. Ready? You like it?
Yeah, these are fine.
Finally not wearing black on you.
I know. We got white. Turn me up.
Oh, let's go. What do you guys think? You guys like these hoodies? Yeah, you like them?
Are they on sale anywhere?
If you guys want one, DM us. $25. They could be yours. We've literally already sold some.
Get the merch, baby.
Well, I mean, Zach, intro.
Intro.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Training Camp Podcast.
The Training Camp Podcast.
I got a new chair.
With a multitude of guests.
Can't say he's wrong, am I right?
Oh, yeah. Dolphins? No, I really like
Stupid games.
5-0 last week. That's right. 5-0. Dak Prescott, you could lock up that 4 seed.
Again, it's not blazing hot, 65 degrees.
I'm going to do this for fun. They threw to Michael Thomas. The Heat. How? Chicago. Yes, you guys get an F.
And a little too much personality.
No.
Last week.
No, Ravens?
Oh, fuck. Give me that.
No way. There's no way.
Hammering.
Free.
Really do not
Talk about him.
This one's my fault.
Flex the game.
Here we go.
What's up, boys? Welcome back to Training Camp. Now with merch. So, yeah, I'm not even joking. We used to have black hoodies. I sold all of those.
Yeah.
So we ran out of those. So now we got this white limited edition. Instead of the entire shirt logo, we got
The whiteout.
Yeah.
Winter edition. Speaking of the cold.
winter. I like that. And so if you guys want one, hit me up. I've already got some people that bought some. $25. If you guys want it, let me know. Hit us up on Instagram or TikTok or just in the comment section. We can get you guys hooked up with some hoodies.
We'll get you some merch, boys.
I was not joking about the snow, by the way.
No,
it's literally snowing.
It's legit snowing outside.
I
drove here.
It's been snowing all day.
Yeah.
But how'd the drive go?
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Just when it rains or snows, the speed limit drops by 20 miles per hour.
You'd think living in Utah, people would be accustomed to driving in snow, and somehow it just makes them worse.
Yeah, so what I did, my life hack for getting here was I know my tires are bad, so I know not to push myself. I found a Texas driver, and I followed him the entire time. He was driving at a nice, comfortable pace, and I was like, if he's fine, I'll be fine. So I followed him for a majority of the way here.
Nice.
Yeah.
So on today's episode, mainly it's most of this episode is going to be trades.
Yeah, what happened?
Bro,
Shout
shout out to the NFL for finally letting us talk about something. Most of the time, things happen literally the day after we record or the weekend after. So we actually got trade deadline stuff to talk about. Thank God.
We got it.
We got that, and we also got our midseason awards and basically our predictions for the awards for the NFL. And then obviously Walt winners we'll start off with, but heftiness is the trade deadline. You just want to get Walt winners out of the way?
Yeah, let's get Walt.
There's no forfeit this week.
We tied.
So either we forfeited each other or we just take a break.
W tie.
W.
I didn't want to do another forfeit.
We both went under 500. So
yeah,
you don't want to do another forfeit. I had a banana thrown at me last week.
Yeah, but you didn't have to eat anything. You didn't have to eat shredded mini wheats.
Oh, I'm sorry. That must have been so horrible for you.
It was.
I had a pound of lasagna, bro. Bro, Utah, what are y'all doing?
The
Bro,
Jazz?
the Jazz are
We just keep winning, don't we?
I owe an apology to Ames because I was like, this team is not gonna win, and she was like, this team's gonna go for this. She was like, this team's good. Why wouldn't they? I was like, it's a horribly constructed team, and they're currently up by 13 on the Mavs, and they're 6-2. I don't understand. I'm talking to the void for Zach right now, but also Kylie, shout out Kylie. She was messaging me too. She was like, I don't understand what's happening. Actually, before hopping to Walt winners, I did tell Zach I was gonna talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about it because it's wild.
Kyrie Irving.
And Kanye. I'll speak for Kanye.
Wait, that one came out of left field.
Nah, they've both been wild.
Okay, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, and I know we don't talk NBA a lot right now, but once the season starts for the NFL starts to go down, we will start talking more NBA.
Yeah.
But unpopular opinion, the Nets need to drop Kyrie Irving. They need to release him. There is no I know we don't get serious on the pod a lot, but it's a kind of serious topic.
You kind of have
and
to.
I'm sorry, but with everything that Kyrie Irving is spreading and everything that he's saying in the discourse, it's obviously caused the Nets organization. Obviously, Steve Nash was just fired / let go / mutual parting.
Yeah, I saw that they mutually just.
What is mutual? What's mutually fired? Hey, you're fired. Yeah, I agree.
They'd be like, yeah, I was gonna quit anyways. So.
And so if I ever get fired, they'll be like, you're fired. I was like, actually, I agree with you.
Yeah. This is a mutual agreement. We're kind of done together.
But yeah, no. So Kyrie, everything that he's saying. Also, I don't know if you saw him get into it with a reporter. Like a reporter basically was like, "Why are you promoting these?" He's like, "What do you mean promoting?" And he's like, and the reporter was like, "Well, you put it on your Instagram." He said, "It doesn't mean I'm promoting it." And it's like that is exactly what that means.
It's weird. I don't know. You just can't, as a public figure, like you just can't say stuff like that.
Well, then he says wild shit like, "Well, you see, I'm in this special position where I'm on a pedestal, so I get to use my platform to talk to that."
Yeah.
And then like 3 minutes later, he literally was like, "But I'm just an average guy." And it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too, bro.
I don't know. I don't know too much about the situation, but I do know that there was some racial conflict. So
I think what Kyrie's doing is unacceptable, and I think that there is no precedent for it in the NBA, and I think that the Nets need to release him because I don't think a team would sign him if he was floating around a free agency. And if they did, they would get a huge morale hit for the team and also for the fan base. And so yeah.
I hope. I mean, he's still a very talented basketball player, and I
Kanye was a talented rapper.
Yeah.
So
no, it's it sucks to say that they deserve like all of the hate because like these are public figures, but they do. Like it's bad. You can't.
Don't be racially insensitive just insensitive towards other cultures and don't expect punishment. Like
the thing that I will say is that like if it was like if the tables were turned, it'd be a way bigger situation, and I think that's why they need to be held accountable for what they're saying. Yeah,
and I think I'm happy. I mean, Kanye isn't really sport related. I mean, he makes Adidas shoes, so I guess that's kind of sport related.
Not anymore.
But yeah, exactly, not anymore. Literally, he's lost all of his partnerships, and I think that's a good precedent.
Yeah, no, they need to be held accountable.
He literally was like, I could say anti-Semitic shit, and Adidas couldn't do anything. And Adidas was like, really? You sure about that, bud?
Try me. They need to be held accountable. So whether that means Kyrie doesn't get to play basketball anymore, or he gets a suspension or a fine or whatever,
I think like Nike should drop him. I mean, he's like one of their signature athletes, I know. But if you're willing to drop Kanye, I'm willing to bet they made more money from Kanye than they did from Kyrie. Or Adidas made more money from Kanye than Nike does from Kyrie because Nike has they've got KD, LeBron, Giannis. So I think, anyways, basically the entire situation, it
needed to be addressed.
Yeah.
So glad you brought it up.
Yeah, shout out to Utah for I don't know how the hell y'all are doing this. All right,
basketball.
That's the basketball talk for the day. Wallet winners, like we said, we both went 2-5 last week, or 2-3. Yeah, we did 7 picks last week. We both went 2-3 last week. So
we're again still tied, 19-21.
Yeah, the year that World War II ended. Not at all. It was actually 1914 to 1918, but whatever.
What was in 1921 then?
I don't know. Let's see. Hold on, Siri.
Oh,
what happened in 1921?
Can't wait for it to pull up some random.
Here's what I found.
All right.
Did it work?
Simone Rodia begins construction of the Watts Towers in Los Angeles.
Shout out the Watts Towers.
The Emergency Quota Act was passed into law.
New laws.
What is this podcast? Anyways, we both went. We're both at 19-21, so we're tied on the season. So I'll start us off this week. You started us off last week.
Yeah.
My first wallet winner, I got the Ravens minus 2.5 against the Saints.
No, I don't have them.
You don't have that? Oh, this guy won by a field goal. They got the best field goal kicker in the game. Also, the Ravens just look good. They're coming off that win. Yeah, they're coming off the win against Tampa Bay last week.
Saints did just hold the Raiders to 0 points though.
They held the who?
Yeah.
The who?
Yeah.
The who? Exactly. Yeah. Bro, every quarterback gets an elite talent. Like, you get, like, Joe Burrow gets Jamar Chase, and he pops off. Justin Herbert gets Keenan Allen. Not anymore. He pops. Sorry, buddy. And he pops off. Like, Jalen Hurts gets A.J. Brown, and he pops off. They gave Derek Carr not just, like, they gave him the receiver.
Yeah.
And he's ass still.
Yeah.
How's that work?
I don't know. Is it time for the car show to be done in Vegas, or
Where's he go?
what?
Where's he go?
To the bench.
Really? You
bench
think
him.
so?
Yeah, bring in a new guy.
Okay, if they get a top 5 pick, should they draft Bryce Young?
If they do draft Bryce Young,
You have to trade Derek.
either you trade Derek or you let Derek play till the least.
Like the Alex rule?
Yeah.
The Alex Smith rule?
Yeah, at least play till the end of your contract, then just cut him and be done with it.
That's fair. But yeah, so Ravens minus 2.5 against the Saints. The Saints offense isn't it's been there-ish. Obviously, they still don't have Michael Thomas or Jarvis Landry. Chris Olave's been a really good rookie, and Kamara's showing off. But the Ravens defense literally just got better with Roquan Smith, which we'll talk about later. Yeah. And then the Ravens offense, even if even though Rashad Bateman isn't playing, even if, which I think he will, Mark Andrews doesn't play, like they're going to be fine.
Yeah. No, I think the Ravens have a good roster. They just need to figure it out in the second half. Stop losing these games. I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised that Brady didn't come out and beat them in the second half. So that was surprising. But yeah, I don't hate that play. I didn't play it.
What's your first
one? Didn't. But my first one is, I don't like betting on this team right now, but I'm taking the Packers minus 3.5 over the 1-6 Lions.
That's fair.
Yeah. The score prediction I put was 34-27, so a 7-point difference. High scoring game.
Yeah, still high scoring game.
The Lions have been doing.
Yeah, they love doing that.
And yeah, I think as weird as both these rosters are, the Lions have the worst roster.
Yeah.
And I think the Packers can win this game by more than 4 points. Hopefully.
The wild thing.
If not, I mean, I don't know. The Packers will then fall to third in the division if they lose this game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they'll still have one more win because they have 3 wins right now.
Yeah,
but
because the Bears have 3 wins now, don't they?
Yeah,
yeah. So, yeah, shout out you saying that the Packers would win the division. Still, I was like, nah, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Yeah, I'm betting on the Packers. This week.
Funny that you say that the Packers have the better roster. They do, but you know that Aaron Rodgers wishes he had Detroit's weapons.
Oh yeah,
isn't that why?
Sure. I mean, Detroit did just get rid of T.J. Hawkinson.
Yeah, but
is he back?
He's going to get 45
right?
targets in this game.
Yeah. Speaking of the Packers, why didn't they do anything?
Because they hate Aaron Rodgers.
So do you think they're just trying to ship him out and to be like, we'll try again when he's gone?
I don't know. I did that entire.
We'll try to play football when he's gone.
That front office sucks ass. The last trade they made was for Randall Cobb, and they gave up like a 5th round pick, and that was like last year or 2 years ago. They just don't do anything, and
they just haven't had to do anything. They've had
this year. They should have had.
Oh
to.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Like yeah.
It's weird. I definitely expected. And I did hear mention there was kind of rumors that they did try to get Claypool.
I was going to say fun fact. So right now, as the draft stands, the Packers have the 44th overall pick. And I guess the Bears caught wind of that, and they were like, we have the 43rd overall pick.
Oh.
And so the Bears are like,
oh, God.
Watch this.
Their biggest rival stole their only wide receiver off of one draft position.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. If you're the Steelers, why in the world would you? It doesn't matter where you're sending Claypool to.
Here's the wild thing,
Just
though.
get the better pick.
The Bears basically traded Claypool for Roquan because they traded Roquan for a second.
I was.
Why didn't the Pittsburgh just say, hey, give us Roquan?
It happened. I mean, it happened before. Roquan got
But
traded
you
before.
couldn't. James just shared a tweet and said, I'm uncomfortable.
Nice.
Oh, no. Who's that? It says Hasbulla Lightyear.
I love Hasbulla. Oh, yeah, he sent it to us. And it's same thing. I'm uncomfortable.
But yeah, no, it's.
Hello? You all right?
Everything's fine. But yeah, no, I agree. I think the Packers are going to start to get on track. I think, like, I picked up Rodgers to stream for fantasy this week, so not that it means anything.
You're Waller winner number 2 there, then.
Number dos is the Seahawks +2 against Arizona.
Yeah, I have them, but they're my upset of the week. Until they stop being underdogs, why aren't you betting on the Seattle Seahawks? Like, they're contenders, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
I don't know. Seahawks are playing good football right now, man. And I don't really like. The only thing I like about Arizona's defense are JJ Watt and Byron Murphy. Oh no, what's his name? Their main corner. I can't remember his name. Their cornerback one though. He's really really good. And also respect to Lucky Fotu. But yeah, no, their corner one and
he had a sack last week, by the way.
did he?
Yeah.
Good for him, bro. Love him, Harriman alum. But yeah, no, I don't really like their defense. I think Kenneth Walker's really starting to find his groove, and I think if Kenneth Walker could, I think a great comparable defense to Arizona right now is the Chargers, and Kenneth Walker and Geno Smith both just ate up that defense.
Yeah.
And I even know Cardinal fans who aren't very high on the Cardinals in this game. And I mean, I could have made them my upset of the week, but +2 isn't really like good enough for an upset.
Yeah.
And
It's plus 114.
oh yeah, that's not
So,
worth it. And
yeah.
so yeah, especially for my upset, it's not worth it at all. But
God.
but yeah, no, I think Seahawks playing good football, and I mean it won't surprise me if they lost, but I think this is a game that's easily winnable for them because they've been winning games that
for
should
sure.
not have been winnable for them.
They beat the 6-1.
They were favored in that one though.
Yeah, they
weirdly.
were. Yeah, that's what I'm
Anyways,
saying.
That's why I'm weird. Okay, why do you not favor them against the Giants, but you do? Wait, why do you favor them against the Giants, but you don't favor them
I
against
don't know. I mean, this is what we were just talking about off camera with college. Like, why is the number 1 seed
I
8-point underdogs against the number 3 seed?
just make the 3 seed the 1 seed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? If they're that big underdogs, then they shouldn't be the 1 seed. But all right, college.
Who's your second?
My second one, based off the spread alone, I'm taking the Titans plus 12 against the Chiefs.
Has it moved to 12? It was 9.5 at the beginning
It's
of the week.
12 right now. When I did it just today, I looked at them all today.
Oh my God.
The Titans are plus 12. Both have the same exact record, by the way. And yeah, if I don't know,
Even
the Chiefs,
even if Malik plays plus 12?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, I think so.
Damn.
Derrick Henry, he showed up. He showed up last week. He showed why he's king. He's still king.
Yeah.
Still King Henry.
Yeah.
And I think if they can just keep doing that, feed him the ball, give him his throne, they can get this game within 12 points. That's a lot
fair.
of freaking points.
Yeah, it's just basically
I
less
still
than,
have the Chiefs winning, but Titans plus 12.
yeah, the Chiefs could literally win by 10, and you're good.
Yeah.
I like that. My third one, I got the Jags plus 1.5 against the Raiders.
I have the Raiders minus 1.5.
Really? Okay, head to head. Let's go.
yeah.
Dude, the Raiders defense is horrible. I'm
It's-
sorry.
yeah, it's bad.
It doesn't make
But the
any
Jags are bad too, man. The Jags do not look as good as we thought they were going to look.
Guess what they ranked offensively in the league right now? They ranked 9th in offense.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But dude, how are the Raiders as bad? They added Jones. They kept Crosby. They have Morig on the back end. Who in
Did
the
they
second
get, they
year.
have new coaching staff this year, don't they?
I mean, offensively because of McDaniels.
Yeah.
But like, how do you get shut out last week? Like you have all these. You have Josh Jacobs who was dominating for 3 straight weeks and then gets shut out.
Yeah,
you have
just-
Devontae. Like Waller might come back for this game.
The Raiders feel weird. The Raiders don't feel. That whole division feels weird. Like we were
Yeah.
thinking that all 4 of those teams could have made the playoffs, and now maybe one of them does. Like, I mean, one of them has to make it in, and it's gonna be the Chiefs. But like, the other 3 are not looking like they're gonna make the playoffs. I
Yeah.
mean, Chargers might if they can get healthy, but definitely not the Broncos.
Nah.
Sure ain't gonna be the Raiders.
And yeah, it's basically the Chiefs are bust.
yeah.
Who's your? So is the third one your?
So yeah, that was my
Raiders?
third one. The Raiders minus 1.5.
All right, then I got the Vikings minus 3.5 against the Commies.
I like that. I like that play. I wasn't gonna do it just because the machine didn't like it too much. The odds were weird.
Dude, the Vikings are like my pick of the year so far. But like they're playing, they need more respect. They only have one loss, and it was to the undefeated team.
Yeah.
And the Commanders, like they barely beat Sam Ellinger last week.
Yeah.
So
Which was tough for a Colts minus 3, them being down by 7
Yeah.
until the last 2 minutes of the game. Then they lose by 1.
One.
I hated that.
nah, it's like I don't know. I think the Vikings can easily win this by a touchdown. They have more weapons. They just got better offensively with T.J. Hawkinson, and
A lot better.
Their defense looks great. I think Zadarius Smith was one of the offseason acquisitions that's flying under the radar, who's been just a god for them on defense. Yeah. And they still got Harrison Smith on the back end, kind of running that entire defense as well. But yeah, no, and
Who do you think Kirk Cousins' second option goes to? Is it still Thielen, or is he?
I think it's
does
still
he switch
Thielen
over to
because
Hawkinson?
I still think it's Thielen because their scheme isn't tight end heavy, and the nice thing about Hawkinson is he's a really good blocker.
I don't know. It's the Vikings have produced really nice, at least fantasy.
Yeah.
Have produced really nice fantasy tight ends. So.
Well, they utilize a lot of like tight end sets, but they don't utilize a lot of tight end routes.
Yeah.
Like the routes run for tight end is a lot lower. I think, except for in the red zone, which is
Red
what-
zone targets.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Heavy
Irv
tight
Smith
end,
was
yeah.
like loved, and I mean even just the routes run in the red zone are great. But I mean, so I think Hawkinson will be great inside the 20, and I think the nice thing about Hawkinson too is he's a vertical threat. Like he has speed on him. He's literally like Kittle. I think people don't respect him.
They got better at tight end. No matter what you say, they got better at tight end. So,
Yeah. So
like,
I think
it's
3.5 is kind of like a gimme in my mind at least. But anything can happen. It's the NFL.
win by touchdown. I don't see it being hard to win by touchdown against the Commanders. So I like that play too.
Yeah.
I like all your picks this week. I haven't. I
Nice.
mean, other than
Except for the
Jags,
Raiders, yeah.
like that's the only one that I've like kind of been like, yeah, I'd go against it.
Who's your last spread?
I just talked about how this team kind of burned me last week. I'm taking the Colts plus 5.5 over the
Patriots.
Patriots. With the score, really, really low scoring game. I don't see this being a high scoring game. 14-10.
Wait, who has 14?
The Patriots.
Oh.
The Patriots still win this game, but the Colts don't lose by more than 6 points. 14-10 is my prediction there. Both teams kind of feel.
Hello?
I do too. they kind of feel level. I feel like it's a low-scoring game that's going to be a weird grudge match.
I think it's whoever can produce the run game the best.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like Ramondre Stevenson to be better than
Jonathan Taylor?
No, not. I mean, yeah.
Ah!
Yeah,
Such a
it's-
wild
Yeah,
statement.
it's such a wild statement, but
Or possibly Deion Jones because Jonathan Taylor has been practicing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Um,
I didn't know. I thought Jonathan Taylor wasn't going to play this week. But
What I will say is I have the Colts upset of the week.
oh, really?
Yeah, they're plus 205, and I think all they have to do is lean on Jonathan Taylor, and that's legit all they have to do.
I saw something that he wasn't playing. That's why I said that.
Well, and I
Ramondre
think-
Stevenson wins the
I can't remember who they
battle.
beat. They didn't beat the Broncos, but they almost beat the Broncos. Did they beat the Broncos? They did beat the Broncos. The Colts.
Colts?
The
Yeah.
Colts did beat the Broncos without Jonathan Taylor, with Deion Jones, and because they were able to just use the run game. And Sam Ellinger, like I think he had a good first
It's
game.
Deion Jackson, I think.
Yeah, did I say
Yeah.
Jones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jackson. Sam Ellinger had a good game. The one thing that he's doing that Matt Ryan couldn't is he uses his legs and it stretches the field out a little more. And like he had 225, I think, passing yards last week.
He
and
didn't look too bad.
He didn't look horrible. I mean,
They choked, which was so tough.
yeah, and I think
Because we both took Colts
minus
minus
3.
didn't we?
Yeah. But,
Pain.
no, just you. Actually,
really?
yeah. Think about it. Yeah, I was looking at the graphic earlier.
Rip.
But yeah, no, I think it's a winnable game for the Colts.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't know where the game is. Do you know if it's in?
I can check real quick.
Because if it's in Gillette, then like that's gonna be really hard. But if it's in Lucas
we're
Oil,
sleeper instead.
if it's in Lucas Oil, that's not bad.
The Colts play the Patriots at Gillette Stadium.
Ah, that's hard.
I'm still taking Colts plus 5.5.
Yeah. Still, it's just harder to win. Who's your upset of the week?
All right, the Seahawks over the.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So I mean, okay. So you knew this. That's how you knew this. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
We already talked about that. All right, cool. So that's wallet winners. We'll see who has to do a forfeit next week.
I like tying. Tying's cool.
Tying's
if we can
cool.
tie every time,
Yeah, that'd be wild.
great.
Maybe we just both go 5-0 for the rest of our lives. That'd be great.
Nice. That'd be nice.
Bro, all of our friends are roasting us because we're 19 and 21.
We're under 500.
If you just take into account the fact that we do an upset of the week, we'd be over 500.
Oh, yeah.
Just like to point that out. Also, some of our upsets
19 and 21's not too bad, too. Like,
honestly, no, and like some of our picks were like major upsets. Like you picked the Steelers over the Bengals. If you would have put money on that, you would have won big.
Yeah.
I picked and put money on the Steelers over the Bucks, and
Yeah.
I did good. Like that. Like so.
how much did you put?
Enough.
Enough?
Enough.
Yeah, enough. Off camera. I do want to know. I'm interested.
But yeah, no. So that's wallet winners. Now, okay, we teased it at the beginning. The trade deadline happened.
The
boys.
trade deadline happened, so we kind of talked about it. We're not gonna go through and fully roast ourselves this episode and go through all of our bad takes and our.
We'll
good
probably
takes.
do that next episode.
We
'cause
are
they're
gonna
just-
go through and do our mid-season awards though.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that to end. But yeah, we just didn't have enough time to fit everything in. So we'll probably do our recap and looking back next episode. Sorry to tease you guys last week, but we should tease you for another week.
Come back.
Yeah,
Come back next week.
shout out to every. Okay, wildest thing. So I posted a reel, and he posted TikTok, and I posted a YouTube short of it was the trick or treat that I sent you. I don't know how I did on TikTok. On YouTube, it went insane.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking insane. Like within the first hour, it had like 300 likes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Posted it on YouTube, which YouTube usually gets about like 5 to 10,000 views. Has 10 views.
Oh yeah.
Just 10.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened.
Happens.
Social media is insane.
Happens, bro.
But
TikTok's so consistent. It's 200 views, then it stops. You get 200 within the first day, never gets seen ever again.
Dude, I still get likes on the Instagram from cap or no cap. I will get likes on that like daily.
Yeah.
Like that one's approaching 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. That's awesome.
They just love when we're wrong. They don't care when we're right.
Dude,
they love when we're wrong.
That was our week 2 when we were like the NFC East. The Carson Wentz can get the Commanders, and everyone's like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. We're like, listen, it was week 2.
Yeah. It's tough. Hate comments are tough, but it's all right.
All right, so first player we're gonna talk about, Chase Claypool goes.
Oh, we're doing the
Well,
trades?
yeah, we'll do
Okay,
trade.
okay,
we'll do
yeah.
trades first. Chase Claypool gets dealt from Pittsburgh to Chicago. My grade, I give Chicago a C+. I give Pittsburgh an A-.
I gave the Bears a B+. I like Claypool. That just is what it is. And then I gave the Steelers an A. The only reason I gave them an A is just because they stole the Ravens pick.
No, we
Well,
got
yeah.
Chicago's pick.
Oh no, we got Chicago's pick, but it was the Ravens pick from.
No, we got Chicago's original pick.
Yeah, but they still have a second round. So basically,
I
we
see what you
stole
mean.
the Ravens second.
Yeah,
round
basically,
pick.
and
And I just hate the Ravens. So
well, and the reason I give Pittsburgh an A, I also really like Claypool. I think he hasn't been so.
it
much,
sucks losing him.
Yeah,
It
like
does.
he hasn't been a distraction this season. He's actually been good the last 3 games. The last 3 games he's been fine.
He's played his role
Yeah.
of the big guy to take kind of the distraction. He just hasn't. Our quarterback didn't really throw it to him very
Yeah.
much.
But the reason I give Pittsburgh an A is because we literally traded him for a pick that is higher than what we drafted him
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
Like we drafted
We
with
flipped. We did a perfect.
it was
flip.
a perfect flip,
'Cause
which if you would have told me at the beginning of the season we would have gotten a second for him, I wouldn't have believed you. I thought maybe like a third or a fourth.
It's the NFL's a business at the end of the day. So like getting rid of a guy like Claypool and them getting a second round pick, just it is what it is.
He's also on
like,
the last year of his deal, so like it kind of makes sense. You don't know if you want to extend him or not.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh's probably.
And that's the thing. I don't know. Is Claypool good enough for an extension? Like he's a role player in the NFL. I want to say he got an upgrade at quarterback, but did he?
I don't know.
Is he gonna make this Bears team better? The Bears needed help, but
Yeah.
is he that much help, especially for a second round pick? I think the Steelers won this trade by.
I think the Steelers easily won it. I still think the Bears can benefit from it. You know,
Yeah, it's a bit like if Claypool pops off and shines out, good for the Bears. I'm proud. I'm happy. I'm happy for both of them. Claypool, the Bears needed what they get. We still get our second. Hopefully, we can use it and get help where we need it because we don't really need the wide receiver help. Like we have weapons.
well,
on
and we'll
offense.
probably now that we have 2 second rounders, we'll probably use one of them on wide receiver next year. If I had to guess.
And he'll be good.
yeah, don't worry.
Then it doesn't matter.
Just how Pittsburgh is. Just how Pittsburgh
He'll be
is.
all right.
But yeah, no. So those are our Claypool grades. Next, Roquan Smith. I give Baltimore. God fucking damn it! I give them an A for this shit.
Same. It makes that defense better.
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah.
and
Roquan Smith is a good player, man.
and Chicago. I give him a B. I was thinking a B plus, but I think a B is good.
I did B minus C.
Yeah,
did both
I mean you
of
got
them.
a second rounder for him. I think he's a first round talent, but
and a fifth.
oh, they got a fifth as well.
Yeah. and a
Okay, so
fifth.
yeah, no, I think that's good. I think a B is good.
Yeah, they got their second, so they didn't lose one. They still have a second round pick in 2023. Now that and then they gave us theirs, so they didn't lose a second there, and they get a fifth. Do they get a player that's as good as Roquan Smith?
Probably not.
Probably not. But the Bears are kind of in rebuild mode.
I
so
probably would have given them
not
like a,
rebuild mode, but they need help.
yeah. I probably would have given them a B plus if they didn't trade their other second rounder because then they'd have 2 second rounders, which is really good. But yeah, B minus because I mean I think the Ravens are going to get better throughout the season, so it's going to kind of like devalue that pick a little bit. But yeah, no, I mean that defense is already really good, and I mean they have Odafe Owe as their middle linebacker right now.
The same thing with the Ravens. If their roster can stay healthy, they have a really good roster.
Yeah.
But they just have injury problems, and hopefully Roquan Smith can stay healthy and help that team.
And now we have to face him twice a year for the next 5 years.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's gonna be tough. Especially with our O-line.
Yeah. I would have.
So bad.
I really wish we could have just done a Claypool for him swap because I'd love to see him with Miles Jack, but I can dream, I guess.
Our defense would be.
We're
so
all we have
nutty.
we have a good D. We just need
So
a
nutty.
quarterback. All we need is a quarterback.
See, our quarterback, he's just a rookie.
Corner.
Oh, cornerback. I thought you said
Quarterback.
quarterback. I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, corners are tough.
It's a problem.
Yeah, shout out, what's his name? Witherspoon?
Witherspoon?
Got burned
No shout outs.
all week.
No, it's like whisper in. Opposite of a shout out. Whisper in.
Yeah.
There's no.
But give credit where credit is due. AJ Brown is insane. Like, he's phenomenal. So, whoever you would have put on our defensive, whoever you would have put on
Our
AJ Brown
third
would've
stringers
got
locks
torched.
down Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. There is no excuse. No excuse.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Next one, we got CMC. What do you give San Francisco?
If and only if
He stays healthy.
that production
Oh, from last week?
can keep up, it's an A+.
I gave it an A+ as well?
Only if. If CMC goes down, they lost a lot. Like,
Yeah.
If CMC gets hurt and stays hurt, they gave up a lot. And that's why I give both teams a good grade. I gave the Panthers an A and the Niners an A+.
That's exactly what I did too. The Panthers got a haul for him. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't get a first.
They got a 2023 second, a third in the 2023, and a fourth, and a 2024 fifth. Like,
yeah. I think
they
they
got
should.
a lot. If the Panthers can take advantage of that, figure out where they need to be better. Like, losing CMC sucks, especially losing him and seeing him what he could do on a productive offense.
I mean,
Like,
I don't know. It looks like
here. This is funny. I think the stat was he outperformed Derek Carr as a quarterback.
Okay.
He outperformed Justin Jefferson as a receiver, and he outperformed like pretty much everybody as a running back. Yeah, like he popped off.
Yeah, no, I think the Panthers still won this trade though because they can use this in the draft in the future. They're rebuilding. I think they have 2 firsts right now, and they have multiple seconds now, obviously as well, and now multiple thirds. They're probably going to get Bryce Young or one of the young or CJ Stroud in this draft, and then they'll probably get a running back in the second round, and they'll probably go defense after that because they didn't sell Brian Burns, so they don't need it as high. But yeah, no, they both won this. It's one of those trades that like Carolina's not going to see the win right away. But if they rebuild correctly, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, they definitely are feeling the loss of CMC.
I don't know, man. Deonta Foreman's been balling
they're
out,
looking all right,
and they would have won that Falcons game if the refs just didn't call which was an incorrect DJ Moore penalty. Fun fact, because he was off the field. That should not have been a flag, and I just traded DJ Moore.
It was a bad call. That was also a bad call on your end to trade DJ Moore. I think he's like their only decent player on that team.
The only reason I did is so I can keep Mark Andrews in the 8th next year.
Fair.
I'm rebuilding.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm not going to keep DJ Moore in the 8th. And I need someone other than Max to win the league, so I'm trying to help other people here.
Yeah.
Next, TJ Hawkins sacks.
So I gave the Vikings Hawkinson. The Vikings got Hawkinson and a 2023 fourth and a conditional fourth. I don't know how these conditional picks work.
It's how the player performs.
Okay. So the Vikings got better, already better. The Vikings offense is wild.
Yeah.
Like,
it could be. It's the argument for the best offense in the league.
Yeah, the Vikings, that's an A. They did what they needed to. They got an A. The Lions, though, I don't know. They got a second in 2023, a 2024 third, and that's it. I gave them a C for this.
I gave him a C minus.
Yeah,
okay, so
the Lions are in rebuild, like they got to
forever.
figure it out, but like that's not like Hawkinson they should have kept Hawkinson on that team or gotten way more for him.
Well, it's just like
The fact that they even gave the Vikings picks is wild.
The big thing for me is you sold a top 10 pick for a second round pick.
Yeah.
That's what you did. And that's why I gave him a C- as well,
Yeah,
because
like-
you can't do that. And the Vikings, they get a B+ from me because you're adding to what's already a stacked offense. And the big thing for me is their offensive line is okay. Like they have a mediocre offensive line. It's like middle of the pack. Hockenson is one of the best graded pass and run blocking tight ends.
He's
in the
such
league.
a good tight end.
He's literally, if Kittle stayed healthy.
He's
if
such
you
a good
put,
tight
If you
end.
put Hockenson on the Niners with the way that they used Kittle, you would see Hockenson being talked about all over the place because Hockenson stays
Hawkinson's a
healthy.
Very good tight end. He does what he needs to do. He can run block, he can pass block, and he can run routes really efficiently, and he's got good hands.
Yeah.
Like,
And he looks like a Viking, so it fits the culture.
yeah, it's great. He went from the last seed in the division to the first seed.
Literally, yeah.
And now the Lions have to face that man twice a year
for the
now,
future.
And I feel like he's just going to torch him up because
Yeah.
they sold him for a bag of chips, and I don't think players appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, no.
Like, I mean, Hawkinson's happy. Like
Yeah.
I said, he's in a way better spot. He has a lot better chance to make playoffs, make a Super Bowl potentially,
And make a big bag.
and that's a lot of money. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't understand how much money you make from getting to a Super Bowl and winning a Super Bowl. You get a bag.
And I think this really does put them into the conversation of if they're a Super Bowl contender or not.
Yeah.
'Cause I think
And-
they're the only team in the NFC that can really challenge the Eagles right now.
Yeah,
Good for you. Good for you, Austin. Good for you.
Yeah, the Vikings are good. I don't see why what else could happen if other than the NFC Championship being Vikings Eagles. Like
I'd love to see that rematch too.
who else? Who else?
I
man?
don't know. That and the league is just iffy this year, man.
I don't know who else. And now what are we doing? The Ridley trade?
Yeah.
So I gave both of these an even C+ because I didn't understand the trade one bit.
Huh.
So all of the Falcons picks, I literally you'll see in the show doc, I wrote it's all conditional picks. I really don't understand. TBH, LOL. Like I have no idea because I was like reading it and it was like if the Falcons or if the Jags make the playoffs, their third turns into a fourth. Like I don't understand. So middle of the pack. I don't know how to speak on this one, so I'll let you take it away. And the Jags, they get Ridley, but not till next year. He's still suspended for the whole year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Their wide receivers are weird. Their number one's Christian Kirk. Their number one now will be Calvin Ridley. But Calvin Ridley's good. He's a really good player, but I don't know.
Yeah, I gave Atlanta a B because I mean, yeah, they got
If you understand the picks, I'm sure
Yeah.
the trade looks all right. I just can't. I was reading it, and I was like, I don't know.
It's just like you got essentially you sold off a player on that was on your books for picks, so you are literally just giving him away and not having to worry about paying his contract.
Yeah.
So that's great. They'll probably draft his replacement, and they also have his replacement, Drake London, right now. So like they must like Drake London a lot, even though they don't pass the ball ever. And maybe this means they'll get more confidence in Kyle Pitts. Doubt it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future. And then Jacksonville, I give an A to just because you were talking about Christian Kirk. That makes Christian Kirk the 2. And Christian Kirk was performing at the beginning of the season really well as a 1.
Yeah.
So now if he could be the 2, you get Calvin Ridley on the outside. You're putting Christian Kirk back in the slot, which is his main role that he really succeeded in.
Yeah. But that's on this year's team. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Next year it could be a completely different story, and we've seen that so much.
I don't know, man. If you're telling me Etienne and then Ridley and then Christian Kirk, I kind of like that because
Yeah.
Etienne looks like a god.
Yeah, but they're still 2-6.
I just think for the upside of that
The
team,
Jags at the end of the day are still 2-6.
it's kind of like a fun 2-6 though. Like Pittsburgh's a really depressing 2-6.
Yeah, but you're still you're pretty much, if you lose another game, it's pretty much impossible.
Yeah, but the Jags are used to that, so I'm sure the Jags fans enjoy it somewhat.
They're like, hey, we have a decent roster on paper.
Yeah.
but-
See, we don't have that. We're 2-6 and just depressed all the time because we can't put up more than 15 points.
Yeah.
The Jags are putting up points, and they
Fair
have
enough.
a really fun defense
Fair
with
enough.
Trayvon
The
Walker.
Jags did just lose to the Broncos, though, which is embarrassing.
Yeah, but
very embarrassing.
on paper, the Broncos are better. On paper.
Yeah, the Jags are still 2-6 at the end of the day.
Yeah. And then lastly, Zach's got a Chubb. Bradley Chubb. Sorry. What you got?
I gave the Dolphins a B+ for this.
Okay.
Really close to an A. Really, really close. But the Dolphins took care of what they needed. The Dolphins didn't have an elite pass rusher.
Nope.
And that, if you watch the Dolphins game, they blitz a lot.
Yep.
But they don't necessarily get to the quarterback. They pressure him, but they don't necessarily get to the quarterback. And I think Bradley Chubb is going to be the guy that gets to the quarterback now on this team. And I'm telling you right now, look out for this Miami Dolphins team. Like,
For the rest of the season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really freaking good. Tua is now 5-0 this year, 11-2 as a starter for the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are both on pace for 1,500 yards each.
Oh, my God.
Chase Edmonds, and now they lost Chase Edmonds, but now they have
Mostert and Wilson.
They have Mostert and Wilson. And when you think about a team, the team that I compare them to the most and the team they look like the most is the Super Bowl 49ers. Two elite wide receivers on that team, two very productive running backs, and Mike McDaniels, offensive coordinator for that team that made the Super Bowl. Now he's the head coach. I really think it's, in my personal opinion, it's weird to say, but it's hard not to put them in that elite AFC contention right now. Like, they're an elite team.
Yeah.
They really are.
I think the only thing holding them back is Buffalo's in our division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have to play them twice. They already beat them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're the only team that's beat them so far.
Exactly. The only team that's lost, the only team that Buffalo has lost to is the Miami Dolphins. So why not? Why aren't people saying that the Dolphins are elite like this? Like,
I think it's just Tua.
But what is?
I'm not saying.
In your personal opinion, like, what's the downfall of Tua? Like, his deep ball's there. Sure, he might look like he's underthrowing Tyreek, but the man's running 90 miles per hour down the field, and he gets there. Like, not a lot of players, not a lot of quarterbacks are going to be able to throw the ball to catch up to Tyreek Hill. Like, Patrick Mahomes, he's a special generational talent.
Yeah.
Josh Allen would be able to do it. Other than that, though, who else is throwing the ball that Tyreek Hill is not going to have to come back to? And even if that's the case, coming back to the ball with the speed that Tyreek Hill has, if he has to come back, dust the corner on the back, catches it, and then turns up, which we've seen him do a couple of times and score.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This Dolphins team is very good, and I think they have a shot. I think they're legit Super Bowl contenders.
I think they could beat the Bengals of this year, where they get to the Super Bowl, maybe not win it.
So you think what, the Eagles would beat them then, or the Vikings would beat them?
Yeah, I still think I would take the Vikings or the Eagles over them just because of offensive talent.
If they get to the AFC Championship, do they beat the Chiefs? Do they beat the Bills again?
No, I don't think they could beat the Bills again.
So you think if they make it to the AFC Championship, the Bills beat them?
I think.
Do the Chiefs beat
I think their best chance of getting to the Super Bowl will be if they played the Chiefs.
I think they can beat both these teams. I think they can beat both
they
the teams.
They obviously already have beat
the
one
Super
of them.
Bowl favorites in. Yeah, they've already beaten the Bills, and it's not like the Bills were there. There was no excuse for the Bills. They legit lost. There was no Josh Allen was hurt or this guy was hurt. They legit lost to the Miami Dolphins.
I think Miami plays the Chiefs this year.
It'll be a good test, I think, but I'm serious. Don't count out the Miami Dolphins just yet. Like,
they do not. Never mind.
They're legit for sure.
What do you give Denver?
So Denver, as weird as it is, I gave them an A for this trade.
What?
I did. They lost Chubb, but they got a first round, a fourth next year, and Chase Edmonds makes this team a little bit better. It's a little bit better, and I think, as weird as it is to say, it hurts. I know it's gross. The graphic on the screen looks gross with anything with an A next to the Broncos.
Yeah.
But the Broncos did what they needed to do.
They
got a first, they got a fourth, and they got a decent running back.
I somewhat agree with you. I gave Denver a B because they got a first. I think Chase Edmonds. I think it's just gonna be a running back.
Oh yeah, if it was bad, if they didn't get a first, that trade would be bad.
Yeah.
like bad.
And
But they got a first. So if you can get a first, I really like. Doesn't matter who you lose. Like Chubb's a decent player to lose, but they can turn that first around. Like a first round pick is very, very valuable.
especially if you're just going to replace like pass rush. Usually you can get a pretty good pass
very
rusher.
Valuable. And I don't know. Do they have multiple now?
Well, yeah, they have their own. And no, they don't because they traded to Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's insane.
That's what like yeah. That's why I gave them the good score because they
Yeah.
got their first back. They got a first back. And you know what? I'm gonna preemptively not preemptively. I'm gonna change my Dolphins to an A just because I did read that the Dolphins still have a first because they got the
San Francisco.
first from San Francisco. Yeah. So the Dolphins still have a first round pick next year.
Yep.
Probably won't be the best first round pick because they're going to do very well, but they still have a first, and they got Bradley Chubb. So yeah, editing Connor can change that B+ to an A now.
I gave Miami an A as well. It's just that was a win for them. I agree with you. And I'm not saying that I think Tua is holding them back. That's just what I feel like the main like social media saying, like that's what everyone on social media says, and all the talking heads on TV say. I agree with you. This if you put any other quarterback on this team, you'd be like, this is a contending team. So like, and Tua's literally the most efficient quarterback in the league right now. He's number one in passer rating. So yeah, I don't think it's crazy to say that they can make the Super Bowl. Shout out to them for making a huge move. I don't think anyone expected them to be in the running for Chubb, but they landed him, and they're already talking about an extension with him.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Because it's realistically, like I'm sure if you look at the roster, there's pieces that they need, but as of right now, it solved their biggest flaw that I've noticed when watching the Broncos is their pass rush.
Yeah,
like they still have a really good secondary. Their
a good
offense is pretty dang crazy.
Yeah, it's
like
almost perfect.
O-line, their wide receivers are wild. Mike Gesicki, as weird as he is when he's doing the gritty, he scores, bro. And he's in the end zone when he needs to be. He fills the role as a tight end. A lot of my opinions on tight end is if you can just do your job, you're a good tight end.
Yeah.
Like, but there's some tight ends out there that just don't do their job. And
Name
it's
'em.
weird. Name them. Eric Ebron didn't do his job on the Steelers a couple years ago.
I mean, yeah,
but yeah, he's out of the league.
Yeah,
I'm
talking right now.
I'd have to look at the list. I'd have to look at the list.
Waller.
Waller's not doing his job right now.
He's just been hurt.
Mark Andrews has been hurt, but he's one of those that does a really good job as a tight end. Just the versatility that tight end gives you with the blocking and the route running. It's nice to see that teams are starting to figure out tight end, and they're starting to become a pretty big part of the game again.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I like when teams have good tight end play. Because it opens up the playbook quite a bit for sure.
Oh, 100%.
So now what? Is that the last of like the big trades?
Yeah, I don't think
Unless we
we're
missed
not gonna
any?
talk about like William Jackson the third going to Pittsburgh for a 7th. Like we're not gonna talk about like I mean we've kind of touched on Kadarius Toney, like so like we're not really gonna talk on that. Like there were other smaller trades, but those are like the big names.
Yeah.
Which it was kind of nice to have like a big name trade deadline day.
It was.
Usually we don't get that for the
I
NFL.
was expecting once. What was it? Monday?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Oh,
or was
the
it
trade
Tuesday?
deadline was Tuesday.
Yeah. Once like Tuesday at like noon kind of rolled around and there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden
Everything
it just,
popped
like,
off.
Gone.
Can I give like an F to a team that we didn't even talk about? Can I give an F to the Rams who didn't go for Kareem Hunt? And can I also say that I nailed my prediction about Kareem Hunt? I said the Browns were going to ask for too much, and I was right.
But I also said I was also right in saying that they were only asking for a 4th.
Yeah.
Is that too much for Kareem
No!
Hunt? So that's what I'm saying. Like, why didn't Kareem Hunt get traded? Why didn't Cam Akers get traded?
Because apparently the Rams want to keep him.
For what? He doesn't even want to. He doesn't even want to be a Ram.
I don't know, man.
Kareem Hunt doesn't even want to be a Brown. If you're Kareem Hunt and Cam Akers right now,
You're pissed.
why are you playing? Like, just
Yeah.
go out for personal issues every week. Like, don't play for these teams. There's no reason for you to get hurt. These are both very talented running backs, and if you're playing for a team that doesn't
one of
want
them's
you,
a talented running back.
I think Cam Akers all right. He's all right. He just looks bad on the Rams because the Rams. I don't know. I think he just hates the Rams. I think he just hates the Rams. He's doing it on purpose.
How would you hate the Rams? They just won the Super Bowl, and you live in L.A. It's a good offensive system. It's a good offensive system.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
We thought Russell Wilson was a good guy until now all of this is coming out.
Yeah, he
and,
sucks.
yeah. So something could be something in the organization, man. Could be
That's fair.
Ramsey. Who knows? Ramsey could be a big L to play with.
I feel like we know about that.
Yeah, we could. But a lot of these, we don't know as well. A lot of these players' contracts could be like, you literally cannot talk about our team and the players until you're off. Because it's always, legit always, after the players are retired and out of the NFL completely
That they talk about it.
that they start talking.
Can I just say the one thing that that I was excited for about the Claypool trade is I'm really hoping he's just like, yeah, our offensive coordinator knew what the fuck he was doing in Pittsburgh.
I don't know, man. I'm hoping that, I don't know. I don't know why Matt Canada has a job right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
How? We
Dude.
put up 13 points. Like, the Eagles are great. The Eagles are very, very good. We put up 13 points again.
Against like fourth stringers in the fourth quarter too.
Dude.
Yeah.
How does he have a job?
Dude, the Colts fired their OC. The Colts are 25th in offense right now. They're 25th, but they're like 7th in like run game and like 16th in pass, but they're 25th overall. Pittsburgh is 32nd in offense. Not just offense. Every single offensive statistic.
If you're literally at the bottom of every single offensive statistic,
Everyone.
why aren't you changing something?
And
you're getting rid of offensive weapons now.
Yeah.
Why is it I can tell you for a fact it wasn't Claypool's fault. I know that for a fact. Our downfall, the Steelers' downfall, and them being 2-6 is not Chase Claypool's fault.
No.
If there was anybody that should not be a Steeler anymore, it's Matt
Canada.
freaking Canada, dude. Get him out of here.
No, I agree. It's funny. Usually I'm the one that's heated. I can tell Zach.
Dude.
Go on.
No, I don't want to do it. I just don't know how, we can't score. Najee can't run the ball.
I was going to say.
We can't score.
Najee looks broken.
Dude, he looked...
That 3rd and 3.
Dude,
I
how do you not... You got to turn the ball upfield.
I
don't know if you can legally play the clip.
I'll put the clip on right now, and then
Look at that clip. You got to turn the ball upfield.
Well, he's trying to do too much.
You got to.
And I don't get it. And I think another great example was against Miami. Do you remember it was like a 3rd and 1, and he tried to jump over everybody? It's like, dude, just you are 240 pounds. And listen, I've never played a lick of college football. I'm not a professional football player, so I can't say from anything like that. But from what I've studied from football and just schematics and everything, you are 240 pounds. You were drafted to be a wrecking ball. People called he's 6'3".
Okay, imagine me. I'm a little heavier than that. Imagine me. You guys, if you know how big I am as a running back that's fast and muscular.
Yeah.
I'm slow and chubby. That man should be able to get a yard.
Yeah.
A yard.
People called him Baby Derrick Henry for a reason, because he's literally just supposed to. What were his highlights in his rookie year? They weren't jukes. They weren't spins. They were him stiff arming people.
Stiff arms, hurdles.
Even the hurdles kind of bug me a little bit because he does it, and it's like an injury risk. But
they look cool though.
What is he doing on a 3rd and 3?
No, yeah, you gotta.
And he had it.
Again, does it come down to coaching though?
No.
But are his coaches telling him, the flashy plays, bounce it outside? Is the scheme to be flashy? Under Matt Canada.
I'm gonna put up another clip right now. This is Jaylen Warren. It's on the exact same play. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Jaylen Warren looks, especially for an undrafted player, out of Utah. I'm pretty sure
He went to East.
Yeah,
He went to East, and then Snow, and then Utah State, and then Oklahoma State.
yeah. It looks good, man. I'm happy that he's doing all right. I still think Najee's our guy.
Check your Twitter.
We just gotta got to figure it out.
What I'm putting on the screen right now, it's a tweet. It says, "I'm sorry, but you can't convince me that Najee Harris gets 15 yards here." It's the exact same play. The exact same play that Najee couldn't even pick up 2 yards, and Jaylen Warren picks up. He's 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He picks up essentially 20 yards on this play. And it's not
the difference. Okay, I can tell you right now. The difference is that Jaylen Warren got upfield.
Yeah.
He didn't catch the ball and instantly go
And I don't want to hear any excuses that, oh, well, it's a different defensive scheme. What you're seeing on Naj is a 3rd and 3. So that means that they are most likely playing either light nickel or a light 3-4, which means that there's likely a cornerback on Najee in a zone like that. This is 1st and 10.
Najee should be able to run through a cornerback.
Exactly. This is a 1st and 10 play, which means that
Najee probably can't out-juke a cornerback, but
No, he
Najee
can
can
run him
run
over.
through a cornerback.
and he's probably faster than most cornerbacks.
It was 3rd and
too.
1.
3.
3rd and 3.
But still, like that's 9 feet.
Yeah.
And Najee had it, and then he tried to do fancy. Jalen picks up 20 yards, and the defense that they're playing against right here, they are stacking the box because that is what you do on a 1st and 10
No,
play.
yeah,
because
we said it in what was it? 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. We got to give Najee. He's got to take some of the blame here.
he does.
But I don't know. I still think our overarching problem is Matt Canada
Yes.
and our coaching.
100%.
The weapons are there.
Sorry.
Huh?
My droid just popped off.
The weapons are there. They really are. Pickett will be okay. He'll be all right. He's shown that he's gonna be okay. I think what he has shown
It's just
is
not
that
fair.
he's not going to be a complete and utter bust. He's going to
Yeah.
be an average quarterback in this league. It's not what we were wanting. We didn't get something special, but he's going to be an average quarterback in this league. And if you have the pieces around an average quarterback, it will work itself out.
Jimmy Garoppolo is a great example of that.
Exactly.
But I will say it's not fair to him, the fact that they're shipping away his weapons when, like, he doesn't even have a groove yet.
No.
And, okay, I'm also going to say, for people who think that Kenny is not good because he has 8 interceptions on the year, I will say 3 of those interceptions are genuinely on him. The other 5 were, like, tipped. Like his interception against Philly. It was literally a good ball for Pat that was tipped. And in his first game against the Jets, 3 of them were all tipped.
Yeah.
Like, he has 5 interceptions that are legit
It
not
shows
on
on the
him.
stat sheet, but if you're watching the game, he looks average.
He looks fine.
That's all I can say about Kenny Pickett right now is he looks average. And if anything, that's all. Like I said, that's all that you realistically need if you have good coaching, a good scheme for the weapons that you have. But we're not. I don't know. We're playing like we have we're playing like we have Antonio Brown, Big Ben, and Le'Veon Bell still, and we don't.
It's
We don't.
well,
I saw a really sad image. There was a touchdown celebration of James Conner, Juju, James Washington, and Claypool.
I saw that.
All
of them are gone. And
that was like I like that. I like.
It was
that
a fun
team.
roster.
That was one of my. I like that team a lot.
No, so I don't know, man. I think next year we have a first. I don't know if I want to go O-line or if I want to go corner with that first. And then
Either one, you have to. If nobody on the Steelers organization is listening to this podcast, you have to. If you do not draft a cornerback or an offensive lineman, what did you do? Who did you pick up? Who? Unless it's a god. Literally, Jesus himself comes down and is our first round pick. You didn't do it right. You didn't do it right. And we're just going to look the exact same.
Yeah. I agree.
We need to get better in those 2 positions. If we don't, doesn't matter what crazy wide receiver we get. We can have 12 George Pickens on the field. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like, it legitimately doesn't matter.
Bro, and like here's the thing. We have 2 second-rounders now as well. If we don't take a corner or an offensive lineman in the first, can we please take one in the fucking second?
We got to. We have to. We legitimately have to.
Yeah.
Scrap wide receiver. Pick up your wide receiver that's going to ball out for you in like the 6th. Well, he'll be okay.
That's what Calvin Austin's for.
Just look at me. Steelers organization. The wide receiver that you take in the 6th will be okay. He'll be all right. We have the greatest wide receiver coach of all time, I guess. Take offensive line.
Or corner.
Or corner. I would prefer offensive line.
Did you see the Eagles
No,
last
yeah,
week?
bro. A.J. Brown's elite. Give A.J. Brown the credit.
Okay.
A.J. Brown's elite.
Fair.
Offensive line, we need to score points.
Yeah, it's true.
Our defense can be as good as it is and as good as you want it to be. If we're putting up 13 points on offense, we're not going to win a game.
No.
Well, there's a reason we're 2-6.
Yeah.
We can't score. We can't score. That's it. That's legitimately the only reason. I was going to say our defense hasn't been playing
But we've been
good,
hurt.
but it kind of has.
Yeah. Like,
It kind of has.
when we're healthy, we're
this
good.
This week was a wash. The Eagles put up 35 points on us. I told him. I told both of these two kids that were sitting right here on the Halloween special, we're going to lose the game, and the Eagles are a great, great football team.
they are a great team.
We lost fair and square, but we got to put up more than 13 points.
No, I agree.
We have to. If not, we're just going to keep being bad
I think-
until we can put up points.
The two things Pittsburgh has to do, and this is the last we'll talk about, obligatory suicide.
Sorry.
We'll talk about our midseason awards.
Sorry.
The two things Pittsburgh has to do: one, draft either offensive line or corner in the first round, and then do the other position with their second rounder pick. And two, they have to hire. All right, my turn. Pittsburgh organization, look at me. Offensive coordinator has to come from outside the fucking team. It has not worked for the last 3 fucking times. Ever since we fired Todd Haley, Randy Finkner was ass, and fucking Matt Canada was ass. They were
so
both
bad.
They were
I
both,
forgot about the sphincter
Yeah,
age.
they
They
were-
were both so bad.
They were both interior like upgrade they were interior promotions for the Steelers organization. There are rumors that Frank Reich has interest in the offensive coordinator position because it sounds like he's going to be fired from the Colts. If Frank Reich's available, you throw him every fucking bag you could possibly get him because he made Carson Wentz look like a god in Philadelphia when he was only the coordinator. Look at me. Outside, not college. That was Canada. We made a fucking mistake. Outside.
That's rarely successful.
Yeah, because college schemes are
it's
completely
different.
different. Look at every coach that's come from college that's been ass. Literally, Matt Rule was just fired. Urban Meyer didn't work out. Cliff Kingsbury has been so up and down. There's not been one. You have to have NFL experience.
Yeah, it's weird. I think, man, if there's anything that I can ask the Steelers to do, you've got to get rid of our offensive coordinator. You've got to either just straight up fire him and make somebody else the play caller for as long as you need to freaking get a better, like you said, Frank Reich, any young, just this team. The teams that are successful are the teams that are running a spread offense and throwing the ball, and the run game is there to open up that pass.
They're adapted to the modern NFL. That's okay. That's another thing. Tomlin, I love you to death. I do not think you deserve hot seat and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, we're probably gonna have your first losing season this year, but we're spoiled Steelers fans. But you need to adapt to the modern game. You have to.
You have to.
I know you're a defensive-minded coach. We're saying this as if he's watching. I know you're a defensive-minded coach, and that's why our defense has been consistently good, except for the years we had a good offense. Why the fuck can't we just get both at the same time? But you have to evolve with the times, and the times right now are you can have a good defense, but you have to score more points than your team. It's not going to work anymore.
You have to. Scoring points is the most. That's I guess same for any sport, but right now in the NFL and the way that the NFL plays, you have to put up points.
Yep.
You have to put up points. The 1-6 Lions.
They put up points.
They put up freaking points. They're still 1-6, but they're putting themselves in a position to win games.
Yeah.
The Steelers are not putting themselves in a position to win games.
And we're holding teams to besides the Bills
I think
and the Eagles.
legitimately the only team that we would have beat last week with 13 points is the Raiders because they dropped
'Cause they didn't
0.
put up any point.
You can't I don't know. I'm done. We're done. We're done with
Yeah,
Steelers
we're
talk. Next week we'll be 2-7 and we'll talk about it again.
No, we're on a bye. So please don't make us 2-7.
We'll still somehow
We'll
end
still
up
lose, yeah,
We
but-
did. We still end up losing this week because we lost
Claypool.
Yeah.
But and we kept Canada. Yeah, everyone really heard, fire Canada,
Bro,
so they fired the Canadian.
Legitimately, how did the organization, the front office, whoever's in charge of firing Matt Canada, how did you look at that Eagles loss and go, yeah, we're gonna stick with him for another week?
I don't know. And I thought
that was the perfect time.
Yeah.
Cut him, go on by, figure it out while you have a week to figure out who's gonna play, who's gonna call the plays, whether that's just straight up Tomlin, whether you I wouldn't put it in Kenny's hands.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Do something.
Also, I'd like to point out, just again, I was right last year. I said that Ben would call the plays in 2-minute warning and he would turn off his headset. On his podcast, he literally said that in 2 minute he would only call the plays and he wouldn't listen to the OC because he wanted to just design his own plays. So just shows that Ben wasn't the big problem last year. It literally was the schematics. Last thing we will say, there were reports that if Canada was fired, he'd be fired on Thursday, which is tomorrow for us, yesterday for you guys. But literally, they interviewed Mike Tomlin today, and they said
That's the comment challenge. If Canada gets fired
drop the Canadian
tomorrow,
flag. Canadian flag in the comment section.
Drop the poop emoji and the Canadian flag back to back. Because man, oh man.
Well, he's not going to get fired though because Mike Tomlin. They asked him like, do you expect any coordinator or coaching changes? He said no, just straight up no. Now, to be fair, Mike Tomlin doesn't do hiring or firing, but the Roonies should. Whatever. Okay, let's do midseason awards. This is so depressing. All right, midseason awards. These are basically like the main awards that go out at the end of the year and who we think has basically won them right now. And kind of our early predictions, but I think this is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
All right.
That's kind of what I did. I just did where we're at. If the season were to end right now, this is what these are my opinions on who would win these awards.
The most valuable player goes to the Stallion, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. That's who I put too.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
There's no argument against it. He's a god.
He's literally
He threw 2 interceptions last week and still looked fine.
He's so good.
He's so good.
It doesn't matter.
Give him his flowers. We're not going to spend that much time on it.
Yeah, he's MVP. Honorable mention, I could say Hurts, but you're going to hate that. Everybody's
I'm
going
not going to hate it.
But I think
it's fair. They're
I think
7-0.
Hurts is in the conversation too.
Yeah. Depoy, my defensive player of the year, Micah Parsons.
Wow, we're 2-2.
Really?
I have Micah Parsons
Okay,
as well.
dude.
2 forced fumbles and tied third in sacks. What else?
He's the
what else?
only
Yeah.
reason that Dallas defense is good.
My honorable mention, I did a couple honorable mentions.
Okay.
Alex Highsmith has been balling out too, man.
Dude, if we were winning, he would be in.
That's what
He's
I'm saying. Yeah,
leading the league in
Alex Highsmith has
sacks.
been he's
Like-
been balling out. Not
anymore.
Not
He's
currently.
6.5. And I think the
One,
leader's
Viking
7.
is some Smith on the Vikings.
Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius.
Here's how good Alex Highsmith is, just to let you guys know. He has 6.5 sacks on the year. The Steelers have 7 as a team.
Yeah.
He has all but half of them.
TJ Watt being out helps that.
I was going to say, do you know who has the other half sack?
Yeah, it's
It's TJ Watt.
Yeah.
It's literally only them two.
Yeah.
We're so bad. Anyways, coach of the year.
bet
Seattle
we're gonna-
Seahawks, Pete Carroll.
Oh, see, I was close.
Really?
I thought you were gonna do Daboll, and I was trying to just match
Nah.
it. I did Brian Daboll.
Nah.
But Pete Carroll has proved, and this whole Seattle Seahawks organization has proved
Russ.
every single person wrong. There is so many, me included.
Me included.
There was so many of us saying that the Seattle Seahawks were going to be
The worst team.
they're maybe 2-14 this year.
Yeah.
Maybe. Nope. They came out and said,
They could win this division.
yeah, no, they will win this division. I think they will win this division.
Really?
I think they will.
Wow.
I think they will. The Seattle Seahawks are.
They
I don't know.
have like 3 great rookies on defense. Their offensive rookie on the line looks phenomenal. Kenneth Walker looks amazing as well. DK and Tyler haven't taken a step back. Gino, if Saquon wasn't playing this year, Gino would be the comeback player of the year. He's second in the odds anyways. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
So are you still
like-
going Pete Carroll or are you still going Daboll?
Daboll.
Okay.
Daboll. I like the Giants are nothing without this man. It feels like, and he just. I mean, they're 6-2 now, but they were 6-1 heading into that last week, and the heart and the passion he has for this team, you can tell he's a great coach, and as of right now, I think he's my coach of the year.
Okay. Comeback player of the year. I think it's a runaway Saquon.
I put C-Mac.
But like Saquon missed the entire year. C-Mac missed like half the year.
Yeah, but bro,
I don't know. Saquon looks like a god.
Saquon looks like a god, but give C-Mac a couple more weeks on this 49ers
we'll
team.
see.
C-Mac, I do agree. Saquon did miss all of last year, came back, popping off, looking amazing.
Yeah.
Better than you should coming back from an injury like that, but you just see. C-Mac will prove you wrong. I bet if I were to put money, I wonder what the odds are right now. Is C-Mac even in the conversation?
If you can vamp for like 3 seconds, I can tell you the comeback player.
I'll just move on. So the
Offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, the offensive rookie in the year. My fun Steelers fan in me says George
Wait.
Pickens.
So sorry, just real quick. The odds: Saquon minus 155, Geno plus 225, Christian McCaffrey plus 700, Derrick Henry plus 1200, Nick Gates plus 1900.
Shout out Nick Gates, whoever you are.
Nick?
Shout out Nick Gates.
Wait, hold on. I'm very curious. Who's Nick Gates? Oh, he's a center for the Giants.
Shout out Nick Gates, man. Maybe that's why Saquon looks good. Is Nick Gates is back.
Such a wild thing to have odds for. Okay.
No, yeah. So my fun answer is Pickens, but my logical answer is Kenneth Walker the third.
Oh, you've Kenneth Walker?
He's my.
Well,
he's-
okay.
yeah.
I think by the end of the year it'll be Kenneth Walker. Right now, if the season ended, it'd be Breece Hall for me.
Okay.
But I think by the end of the season,
The only reason I didn't is because he's not
playing.
Yeah,
no,
he
I think,
won't win
I think
it,
Kenneth
you know what
Walker's
I mean?
going to get so much volume that it's
Yeah.
going to help, and it doesn't I'd love.
Chris Olave is a good honorable mention.
Nah.
He'll be all right. Pickens again is a good honorable mention, but right now I think Kenneth Walker kind of runs away with it.
Kenneth Walker is going to have the ball in his hands at least 25 times every single game. If a receiver wants to win that like Olave or Pickens, they would have to put up Jamar Chase level numbers.
Yeah.
So, defensive rookie of the year. Sauce Gardner.
He's legit, man. He's
so
got
good.
the sauce.
I know
He's
that
legit.
Nick was talking about how he holds a lot. He's a rookie, but he's going to grow from
legit.
it.
He's legit. If realistically, if he did hold as much as Nick was claiming, he'd
be
get called
flagged.
for it.
Yeah.
It's still the NFL. It's not like just because he's a rookie, they're going to be like, let him hold. He's legit. He's going to be a good corner in this league for a while. Man, he's locked down already. He's figured it out.
Oh, 100%.
He's figured it out. And realistically, that's all a corner needs to do is just figure it out.
He's good in both man. He's good in zone. Yeah, he's
He's legit. All I said, you'll see in the show doc, is Sauce. He's legit. That's all I said. Sauce is a really good player, guys.
So we agreed on everything but basically two things.
Good coach and comeback player of the year.
Offensive rookie. Yeah.
What
I guess
did- what
your
did- what did
your
you
fun
say?
pick was.
You said
I said
Breece Hall.
yeah, Breece Hall, but then Kenneth Walker at the end of the season.
Yeah. My quote was Pickens, but logical answer is Kenneth Walker.
If Pickens, now that there's not Claypool, he's gonna get the ball.
He's the number 2.
Yeah,
He's gonna get a lot of
he
targets.
was already the number one. Let's be real with Kenny.
Yeah.
Except he didn't get a target. He didn't get a catch
Well,
last
see, the
game.
thing is Deontay Johnson's been getting targeted
Dude, I
a
saw
lot.
that. He gets 10 targets a
Yeah.
game. It's so weird.
He's just not. I don't know if he's not putting himself in the position to catch the ball. Oh God, something happened.
So James texted me earlier. He said, "Terrifier 2 at Thanksgiving Point in 45 minutes." I said, "Doing the pod." He said, "Tomorrow?" I said, "Unless it's early, I can't because I got work." He said, "I don't think I can ride alone on that one. Broncos country. Let's postpone that ride."
Let's postpone that ride.
Oh my God. Terrifier 2 looks insane.
Yeah,
Zach saw Terrifier 1.
yeah. It's a wild movie. Just don't take your kids to see that movie. Yeah, I didn't. Obviously, we didn't disagree on much. But yeah, that's pretty much the end. It's been we've been talking for quite a bit now. Any other news this week in the NFL? Mostly just been trade, and we talked about all the big ones. News around other sports. We talked about the NBA.
Oh, dude, shout out.
World Series is going on.
I was going to say
right
World Series is
now.
going on. Last time the Phillies won the World Series, there was a recession.
No,
and the time
every
I was gonna say
single
that,
time.
yeah, and the time before that, and also the time before that. So go Phillies! I want to own a house.
Bro,
sometime in my
same.
life.
I'm trying to buy a house. I'm tired of living in apartments, man.
So I love this.
Crash the market. I'm sorry for all of you old heads out there that are going to lose a ton of money on their house. Us young kids, we need something because it's impossible.
Listen, this planet's
right now.
only going to be around for 20 more years. I'd like to have a house for some of it. So can I just?
You know what I mean? This generation's been put at such a disadvantage
Please,
when it comes to that stuff, and all the boomers are like, they're not working hard enough.
Bro, we work hard.
We can't make enough money.
Bro, okay. Here's the thing that I hear.
We can't make enough money.
I always hear people be like, oh, well, back in my day, I was able to get my house flipping burgers. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the minimum wage made sense for the housing market. Now, if we wanted the minimum wage to make sense for the housing market, the minimum wage would have to be like $55 a fucking hour.
Yeah.
It's still $7.25 depending on where
There's
you
no
live.
way. I feel bad for a lot of people that get forced like that. There's a reason that the homeless epidemic is the way that it is. Like, not a lot of people can afford to live. If they don't have a good relationship with their parents or have something to fall back on, realistically, there's nothing that you can do. The way that the system is set up, you're set up to fail. Our generation is set up to fail. The guys on top steal all of our money, and we get stuck down at the bottom.
Yep.
Like it's chalked. It's legitimately chalked, and
like, okay, living in Salt Lake, I can't speak for other cities. Oh, well, okay, so just expose that I live in Salt Lake. It's a town of 500,000 people. Fucking find me. So
I think we've definitely talked about
Yeah, no,
the
100%.
fact that
So-
we live in Utah at least.
So
Where else? I mean,
like living in
everybody would just guess that you
Salt
live in
Lake,
Salt
yeah.
Lake.
Living in Salt Lake, there's a large homeless population, and it's not because there's not houses nor apartments. There are so
There's
many
places to live.
empty places that just charge way too much, and they just sit there empty because they charge way too much money. It's
yeah.
insane,
Yeah.
and they're building more.
Yeah. If you come to Utah or live in Utah like most of our viewers do, you understand that there's a new apartment building being built everywhere you go.
Every other block.
I legit just moved into a new apartment yesterday or 2 days ago. We're the first tenants.
Really?
We're the first ones that's ever lived there. Brand new building, like brand new. And guess it's huge. Literally huge. JP and man know, shout out you guys. They know that building is huge. Like the walk from the elevator to my apartment is like a quarter of a mile. It's
serious?
legit insane. The only reason it's like that is because the building's not finished. There will be an elevator closer.
Nice.
But as of right now, it's a trek. I will show you when I get home. I'll time it. I want to know because I'm gonna do it. I want to time how long it takes for me to get out of my car into my apartment. That building's huge. They're building 2 more identical buildings right next to it.
Yeah.
And it's a quarter full. Like, why do you need we're taking up so much space building these massive apartments where it's starting to feel like New York, San Francisco, we're going up instead of lateral. Like,
Well, at least they have tenants. We don't have tenants.
yeah, it's hard. I don't know. It's
No one's gonna pay $2,100 for a one bed.
The dream, what I would love to do is I would love to somehow. I think Nick talked about this too a long time ago. He said he wanted to do this. You buy a duplex, you live in one unit, you rent out the other. They take care of half of that mortgage. You know how much money you'd be making, or just extra money if imagine somebody right now. Most of our viewers, if you are paying rent, imagine if somebody split that in half for you and just paid you that money every month, just half of your rent. You know how much extra money you could be making? You buy a duplex, you rent that out. As soon as that duplex is paid for, boom, you either do it again or you go buy yourself a house, rent out both units, passive income, paying for that current house. You're still going to have a job, you're still going to be doing it's the way that the system works, and it's hard though. Like, landlords make a lot of money. There's a reason property and investing in property is such a huge business.
Shout out to my landlady. She's awesome. Love you. I'm not gonna say her name, but you're great. Love
yeah,
you.
like-
make everything easy.
There's a reason that buying property is one of the biggest investments and the best investments you can make is because of the market getting like this. Because you never know. You never know when a house that you bought 4 years ago at $200,000 is now $600,000 right now.
Yeah.
That's $400,000 of profit for nothing. All you did was exist. And then just somebody, the banks made the interest rate. Some old white dude in America sitting in the Capitol said, that's what our houses are going to cost now. You deal with it.
Not to a
It's
not to a sour the mood, but I don't know if you saw. Sorry, now we're in real life for a quick second. I don't know if you saw, but they actually just approved another interest rate spike.
yeah.
Or interest rate hike. So
It's
yeah,
tough.
shout out, go Phillies, because I want to own a house sometime in my life.
Yeah, government sucks. like the laws here are weird too. Like governments, I don't know.
I like
We
how-
need it, but man, you just sit back and think like what they're doing is like it's so
Unethical.
bad. Like but
I love how I'm
it
complaining.
doesn't matter. Money runs the world. It always has. It always will. We live in a capitalism society, and money runs the world. Doesn't matter. You can never have too much. You can never have too much money.
I'm over here complaining about housing prices. Meanwhile, in 8 months, a little under 8 months, I'm moving to Los Angeles.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be chalked.
Ah.
You're gonna end up on Skid Row. You're gonna be part of the epidemic.
Am I at least like in a house?
No.
No.
Do you know what Skid Row is?
No.
Skid Row is a street in Los Angeles that's just everybody that lives there lives in a tent
Oh.
or on the street.
Oh.
Yeah, when you go to LA, don't go to Skid Row. It's very dangerous.
Okay.
Don't. But look up Skid Row right now.
Nah.
Like when you get off,
Look
up Skid Row.
I'm gonna actually look at like downtown LA because I want to have like high
Same thing.
expectations.
It's in downtown.
I'm gonna look up like
Orange County.
Orange, like Hollywood. I'm gonna look up.
Hollywood's bad too.
I'm gonna look up
Orange
Irvine.
County. Yeah, there you go.
Irvine.
Orange County,
Long Beach.
Long Beach.
There we go.
Yeah, San Diego's probably the best place you can live in.
Good vibes. Only please.
California's hard. California, just the difference in California. Like the California landscape before humans was beautiful, literally amazing. The LA River had salmons in the millions, bears. Like there's a reason that the California flag has a bear on it, man. Like the nature in LA, the climate, the geological section of California that LA, San Francisco, I know they're really far apart, San Diego, but California was beautiful. And now there's a reason that it takes 40 minutes to get home from here because everybody in California hates it because it sucks now, and they have to move out west.
Yeah.
You can look at it. If you look at a population map, Florida, New York, and California are all moving inland, and it's making inland properties really hard to own. And
That's why we can't
sucks.
afford shit.
Yeah,
Because California people come here with cash
Yeah.
for houses.
yeah, it sucks. Like, I don't know. The young people.
Such a fun end to the podcast.
Shout out everybody that's going through it, man. I know it's hard, and
If you got
you'll
here,
get through it. I promise.
if you got to this part of the
It'll be okay.
pod, comment like a house emoji and
House
also
emoji, the poop emoji, and the Canada flag. 'Cause
and a
maybe
salmon
we'll
emoji.
just we'll move to Canada. They sound like they're doing all right.
What's the poop emoji? Is that representing Matt Canada?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, nice.
Yeah.
So we're moving to Canada, but there's Matt Canada who's pooping.
Yeah, we're moving to Canada, but man, screw Matt Canada. I hate that guy. But yeah,
Cool.
that was the Training Camp podcast and the Real Life podcast and the NBA podcast and any other podcast that we do. We just talk.
Happens. That's what the point of the podcast is.
That's literally the point of a podcast. So
Shout out to you guys. We'll see you guys next week. And
love you all. We will see you in week 9, and
Ooh.
maybe just maybe we'll do our
mid-season
recap.
And maybe Matt Canada will be fired. If Matt Canada is fired next week, there will be streamers and
we will
balloons.
it'll literally be a celebration.
There will be a celebration episode next episode if Matt Canada is fired.
Well, like it'll be like we'll have a
Anytime
pizza party.
when
it'll
Matt
be-
Canada gets
yeah.
fired, because it'll eventually happen. I fucking hope to God. Matt Canada as a person, it sucks. I know you're a human being, but as a coordinator, you're ass.
Bro, you suck. Nah, I don't even care if you're a human being. You suck at your job, and you don't deserve to have it. Be better. Be better your job. We're celebrating when you get fired. I hope you.
There will be balloons and glasses. It'll look like it's
No,
someone's
we're literally
birthday.
having a party.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Screw that guy, and that's the end of the episode.
Bye.
I hate Matt Canada.